Hi, everyone. This is Tracy from the Fairborn branch of the Greene County Public Library. I'm here today to talk to you about a service our library has that you may find useful for genealogy, research, and just enjoyment of reading. It's called WorldCat. What this is, it's a database that it's not really a database, it's more of a service, kind of like Ohio Link and Search Ohio, that allows us to access books from all over the United States as well as around the world. So let's go ahead and get started, see how you can use this to help your genealogy and to help with any kind of reading you want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. All right, so we're going to start here on the Greene County Public Library. And we're going to start with your library. This is a little different than what we've done with our other databases. We usually go to online resources, but for this one, we're going to go to your library. We're going to go to Interlibrary Loan. And we're going to scroll down just a little bit here to WorldCat. A lot of you are familiar with Search Ohio and Ohio Link to requesting books. They allow you to request items from different parts of the state, universities, things like that. WorldCat is just the next step above that. It takes a little longer. It's also a little more in-depth. But for more obscure things, especially like with genealogy research, this is a very helpful tool. So you do want to read the policies because like Search Ohio and Ohio Link, the fees and fines are a little different than what they are through just normal Greene County books. But to access this, we're just going to go ahead and click on WorldCat, and it brings this up. Here in a little bit, I'm going to show you how to search for items that you may find useful. But let's just say you already have stuff in mind, either a book title or a periodical that you're looking for or something like that. You already have the title of what you need. Let's go ahead and start there. So I'm going to look for the Flint Genealogical Quarterly. Oh, and it would help if I spelled things. Okay, so we pull this up, and this is all of our results. As you can see, there's 28 results in worldwide libraries. Again, like with our other databases, things are always being added and updated. So what you see on the screen may not necessarily match the handouts from when I printed them out. So I know with this Flint Genealogical Quarterly, it was a periodical, like a monthly newsletter that was printed. So I'm going to go over here to journal because I know it wasn't an article. I know it wasn't a book. It was a journal, magazine, periodical, something like that. I'm going to click that. And then boom, it pops right up here. This is the one I'm looking for, the Genealogical Quarterly from the Genealogical Society. So what we do to request this item is just click on it. And we can double check, make sure it's the right thing, the volumes. There are different volumes from different times. And we can look and see down here, if you scroll away to the bottom, other libraries worldwide to see who actually has a physical copy of this. So if for some reason we aren't able to get it, they're not able to ship it, they can't scan it, we know where there's a copy that we can go visit it if we need to. And you see the Cincinnati, Columbus, they have them, and then further away, Toledo, Detroit. As I said, it's all over the state, the country, the world. So this is what I want. I'm going to go ahead and request it. So we hit request item, and that's going to bring up our form. Anything with a star, you have to fill out something for it, obviously. So it goes ahead and it generates the title, the author, and some basic information about your request. You can either choose loan or copy. It usually automatically fills in, depending on what it is. Usually journals and periodicals, they'll email you a copy or send you a photocopy. It's usually email now. But if it's a book, you can adjust that. If there's a time that you need to fill in, like you need it before a certain date, you can add that here. If you're willing to pay, like if it's a book coming from Germany or Sweden or Russia or something like that, you can actually put that in and they will take that into consideration when they're requesting materials to be shipped. We try to do this at no cost, but sometimes, obviously, if you're shipping stuff from Russia, the libraries there would charge you for it. Also here, if there's a specific volume you need, like you're looking for issue 4, paragraph 6, or if you have information, you're looking for specific names, you can put those in the comments. This top section up here is more about the actual item, like your ISBN numbers, your call numbers, your page numbers. Down here in request is where I usually put in, like if you're looking for a specific person, I'm looking for information regarding to the Blanton family in this journal from this volume, just to kind of narrow it down. So if it's a 400-page thing, they're not trying to scan you the whole thing. It gives everybody a little more information as to what you need. This right here is the part that you need to fill out. Your name, first name, last name, ID. Email address is optional, but do put in a phone number. This way, or an email address, either one. I mean, you have to have a phone number, but go ahead and put an email address. That way, if there is any problem with your request, they're not able to get it. They can only send it via email. Anything like that, we know how to contact you and discuss what's going on with you. Also, make sure you select the right pick location where you'd like to pick it up at: Beaver Creek, Cedarville, Fairborn, the Greene County room. You pick your local branch, and then you just hit submit request. Nope, and it's not going to let me do it because I didn't fill anything out. But it'll come up with an your request was successful, and here's an ID number. That way, you have that for your records, and you can see when you have requested things. It can take a while because, as I said, people are trying to call around and find this information for you. So don't be surprised if it takes weeks, months to get things, especially, again, if you're looking for something out of the country or something more obscure, it may take a while to find it. But this is how you request information through WorldCat. Again, you can use it for anything from textbooks to journal articles to periodicals to I've used it for family history books and county books, all that kind of stuff. The big thing is to make sure you go through the Greene County Public Library website to get to WorldCat. You don't go to worldcat.org because there's a whole different login and there's fees and stuff like that. We don't have that since you're going through us. All right. So big question is, this is great, wonderful. How do I know what I want to look for and request? How do I find the stuff that I want? So you can go through the GCPL webpage, find books that you want. You can go to Google Books to find information and find books that you're looking for. I'm going to be doing another video on that in November, so stay tuned for how to find Google Books to use WorldCat for. Your historical societies and PERSI, which we're going to get into right next. So I'm going to go up here, open up a new window. So PERSI is a service provided by the Allen County Public Library. And it does take a bit to learn how to use. I just did a Google search for PERSI and Allen County Public Library. This is the first thing that pops up. So you can search their information up here from their library, or you can search PERSI down here. This is usually what I do. If I go down here, one second, lots of my stuff. Okay. And I do a surname search. So I'm going to work with the Decker family. And then I search periodicals and indexes. And this is going to pull up a whole bunch of different things, anything with Decker in it, hopefully. Not always 100% accurate, but it gets us pretty close. And it brings up a whole bunch of article titles, periodicals, the years, and who published them. Now, this is still pretty broad. I've got a whole lot of articles here that 334. It's too much for me to look through. Now, this is just kind of like an index of what's available. It doesn't actually give you pictures of the articles or pictures of the issues. It just tells you where they are. So I'm going to narrow it down to Joseph. And this is how I got the Flint County Genealogical Quarterly. So when I did my WorldCat request, I would look for volume 40, issues 2 and 3 from 98. when I made my WorldCat request. That's how I would narrow it down. This is how you would find your information to request it in WorldCat. So we found this. We would hop back over to WorldCat, do our search. Here I would put in volume 40, issues 2 and 3. Just to narrow it down. And then down here in comments, I would put looking for information regarding Joseph Decker. I do this because I have found sometimes when PDFs get scanned, the page number on the page doesn't always match the scanned item number. Like sometimes they have covers and that's page 1. So your actual page from the book that is numbered page 1 is actually the 4th one in the document. So this way I can tell them specifically what I'm looking for. So if they're looking at it and they're like, oh, she's looking for stuff on Joseph Decker, and this is a picture of a barn, probably not what she's looking for. Let me check these other pages. It just gives everybody a little more information, streamlines the process. So this is actually a really good one to use. PERSI, it does take a while to work with. It is kind of not intuitive. So take your time, play around with it. Again, it's going to just give you a name and where it's at. Not going to really give you any information about what it says about the person, but at least it's somewhere to start, especially if you've hit some of those brick walls. All right, another place where you can look is to find cool books and to use WorldCat, or is Google, as I said. So to use Google, I'm going to go up here and go Google Books. Or you can go books.google.com. Okay, so, and then I'm going to search for my person. Now I specifically want Joseph and Decker together, and I want Ohio. So that's why I put Joseph Decker in parentheses and Ohio, because those are 3 things I specifically want. Next comes up with all of these results and all that. It has the titles of the books, where it's found in the book. It's great. So some of these you can actually, like this one here, it brings it up, the history of Warren County. Let me close this real quick. You can read it, you can download it. Some of them, it will just give you, like PERSI did, the information, the title, the author, and then you would have to go to WorldCat and request a copy of the book. So you can buy it, borrow it. You see right here, search WorldCat. This is where it kind of runs into trouble. You may have to like log into WorldCat. If you're going through the GCPL webpage, you won't have to do that. So make sure you take your information, get it in where you need it to go. But this one, we're lucky. It's a book I can read here free of charge, and it even actually will highlight when you do search. Oh, took us back. But there's a way to actually search through this and find the names that you're looking for. It's a great way to look for things. And again, if it comes up, like if this is the one we wanted and it didn't have the free of charge reading, you can actually request it. It'll say here, read more editions. But you can request it through the WorldCat find in your library. Super easy to do. Let me see if there's anything else I'm missing. I don't want to forget anything. Move into our PERSI, WorldCat. So let's say I wanted, this is great up here, the history of Warren County, wonderful. But I want to see if I can get an actual physical copy of it. So what we can do is, if you log into Google, you can also save it to your library so you have a digital copy in your Google Docs. Went right past it. Search WorldCat. And it brings up where it's actually located at. And so what we would do is we would highlight the title, go back to WorldCat, title, and I'm just having some trouble today. Warren County. Sorry about that, wrong button. Too many little buttons popping up everywhere. History of Warren County, Ohio. Check on print book. And we would find it and do the request. Now, a lot of times, if the book is available in ebook, we will let you know that, and we will send you a link to the ebook. If we can't get a physical copy of the book, they do. But again, to help keep costs down so you don't have to pay anything, they may just tell you, here's a link to the ebook. It's on Google Books. Here's how you can find it. So hopefully this was helpful in getting you guys to understand how WorldCat works and how you can use it in your research, both in genealogy and anything else. If you have any questions, remember just to contact us. Have a great day.